Welcome back to another video with Miss Curdy. Today we are going to be talking about lesson 3-2, 3 as a factor. We've already covered several factors, so here is our next one. Now when we're thinking of 3 as a factor, we know that 3 could be broken down into a 2 plus a 1. So in this case, we can actually think of it as 2 groups, and using our double strategy, plus 1 more group. And we know the identity property, anything times 1 is just that number. So it makes 3 much more easier to work with when we can think of it as 2 groups plus 1 more group. So let's take a look. When we get down to a problem like 3 times 8, I can think of it as 2 groups of 8 plus 1 more group. So 8 doubled would give us 16, and then I would take a moment to add 8 to that 16 to come up with my final answer of 24. Remember, this step will require you to kind of slow down, think about your mental math. You can even set it up using the standard algorithm over here to solve your problem if that's easier for you. So again, we're going to think of doubling a number and then adding 1 more group. So here I have 3 times 6. So I'm going to think of doubling 6 and then adding another 6 to it. So 6 doubled over here is going to give me 12. And then if I add another 6, I'm going to get 18. Let's look at another example. 3 times 4, I double my 4 and then I add a 4. Double 4, I get 8, and then I add a 4 and I get 12. Thinking of it using the 4 strategy is double double. 3 doubled is 6, 6 doubled is 12. So in this case, I can always look at my 2 factors and see which strategy works best for me. Our last video was on 8 as a factor, and I think this strategy is much easier using the 3 strategy than it would be using the 8 strategy. So we could do double, double, double with our 3, or we can double 8, add 8. Let's keep going. 3 times 3, we're going to double 3, then add 3. So double 3 is 6, plus another 3 is 9. That gives us our product right there. 3 times 9, I'm going to double 9, then add 9. 9 doubled is 18, and then when I take a moment to crunch some numbers and I add 18 plus 9, I'm going to get my answer of 27. So 3 times 9 is 27. Take a moment now to try 3 times 7 and 3 times 5 using this strategy, and take a look at the notes as you go to help you remember what to do. So go ahead and pause it, and then when you have your products, meet me back here to check your work. All right, let's take a look at 3 times 7. I'm going to double my 7 to get 14 and then add another 7. And when I do that, I get my product of 21. Down here with 3 times 5, in reality, I would probably do my skip counting trick, but let's practice with our doubling plus 1. So 5 doubled is 10, plus another 5 gives us 15. And 3 times 5 would equal 15. And again, I want to remind you, always look at both factors to decide which strategy is going to be the best for you. You now know several of them, and as you get more comfortable, you'll start to know which ones are your favorites or your go-tos, and when you see them in an equation, you can always use those strategies no matter what the order of our factors are. All right, thanks for joining me for lesson 3-2, 3 is a factor, and I will see you back here for the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.